Hello,
got
hello.
that on? The stigma around not being okay.
Yes. And I mean, at the end of it, nobody is actually going to get a prize. You know, when you say, yes, I said I was okay, even when I wasn't.
Exactly.
It's like, are you really going to get some kind of a prize for this? Is it worth it?
Is it worth, bottling everything up, bottling up all your emotions, keeping everything to yourself? Because there's no ultimate prize.
There is not, absolutely. I mean, it's okay if you're in survival mode, but it's not okay for just, when it just becomes a daily habit. And that's what we're going to be talking about today.
In this week's episode of
Get Real with the English Sisters.
Big shout out to all of those who voted for us in the Women in Podcasting competition, and you still have time because it's till the end of August.
Yeah, so please do vote if you enjoy this podcast, and help us because we're growing and we have a very supportive community around us, and we're so thankful for that because it makes us really want to do more and more of these podcasts, and we hope they're helpful for you.
Yes, and you can now also support the show with a daily subscription if you like to support us. Starting at €3 and going up to 10. So it's up to you to help us make a difference by supporting the show.
Right. So, yes. I mean, is it, what is this thing? Why do we always say we're okay? Why does everybody...
Do you remember, like in the olden days, when, like in the Victorian times, when there was that kind of...
No, I do not remember. We're not that old, but I know.
When we studied it at school?
Yes.
Or that, like, Mum taught us that you had to have, like, sit up straight and have a book on your head and walk with books on your head. So
the ladies were supposed to be doing that, weren't they?
Yeah, I don't know, but maybe the gents did it as well.
The gents, I think they had like a wooden rod.
A wooden rod behind their back to keep their shoulders up.
Yeah, keep the shoulders.
Yeah,
it's actually quite good.
And that's like, even if you weren't okay, but your body posture had to show that you were okay.
Right.
So
it's a stiff upper lip thing.
Yes, a stiff upper lip, isn't it?
So what are you saying? A lot of it's social conditioning,
I
even
do
today.
Think so. I think it comes from those times where you always had to be okay. Yeah. And now they're saying it's okay not to be okay, but is it really?
Yes.
Is it more progressive than what we actually think it is? And how tolerant are people to when you're not okay mentally? I mean, at first they might say, oh, all right, then, take a few sick days off for mental health. But then how long does that last? When, how high is the tolerance for that before people start getting fed up?
It's
because
not high.
They can see that you haven't actually got, a limp, or that you can't, you've got a broken arm. You cannot see outwardly these scars, these mental conditions can't be seen outwardly, can they? They're only inside you. So they're not like, it's not like a visible sign.
I think you're right. I think there is still a stigma around it, and it still is taboo to, it's okay. Like if somebody says, how are you feeling? I'm okay, but not being too great, but that's about it. A lot of people don't actually want you to go any further, or you feel as if they're not genuinely interested in allowing you to go any further.
Yeah, I think you've hit it on the nail. They're not genuinely interested because they don't really want to hear about it.
They don't want to hear about it.
No. People don't really want to talk about their emotions. Even today, there's a lot of cover up around them.
And even if you want to talk about emotions and you're going even towards a friend, they may not be at that moment really wanting to hear about that.
No, but I think it's, even if they don't want to hear about it, I think what we have to all learn is to be more brave about just spitting it out and telling people how we feel.
Just giving that fence a kick.
Yeah.
Breaking that barrier, breaking that fence, and say, do you know what? Especially obviously if you know that person well enough, you're not going to go and tell your colleague at the office that it really is just a 5-minute, how are you? Oh, I'm okay, thanks. And then you turn around, but in the right context, you have to break down that barrier and say, do you know what? I'm not okay, actually. I feel bad. I don't feel good. I don't know. What is it? And then you may well get a response from the other person saying, all right, I didn't know you were feeling like that.
Yeah, tell me.
Crikey, what can I do? you don't have to do anything. You just have to listen.
You just have to hold space for that person, like they say in therapy.
Yeah.
You just have to hold space and let them talk about it.
Let them vent.
Rant it out.
And without saying, oh, it's going to be okay. Just let them vent, because that's all they want to do, really. In the end, a lot of people know what the answer is. They know what they have to do.
Yeah.
But they just want an outlet. And then...
Yeah, that's it. They need an outlet. And if you keep everything inside you, if you keep all these emotions shut up inside you and they've got nowhere to go, they will come out somewhere. They'll give you either physical ailments.
Chronic headaches.
Pain, inflammation.
Yep.
Or they will come out with rage and anger.
Yes, over some minor issues that happen at work or in the family. So,
or the opposite, when you just feel so lethargic that you don't know what to do with yourself and you can't get out of bed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that is so true. Yeah,
it's going to be. They have to come out somewhere. So if you can like nip them in the bud, when you start feeling these emotions, start talking about it, and then do you know what? So you're the person you're talking to say, hey, I felt like that, mate, as well.
Yes.
Yeah, gosh, yeah, I can really resonate with that. Or, oh no, I've never had that. God, that must be terrible for you.
I think most people, because
they just want to hear.
We're not talking about chronic depression here or really severe. We're just talking about when you don't feel good. Something maybe that it didn't go the way you wanted it happened. Something happened. You don't always have to be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, for goodness sake, how rare is it to actually be okay? Even for us therapists, how many times do we just wake up and say, oh, we're perfectly okay?
Yeah. It comes to mind how when we first came to Italy that everyone would talk about like their bodily functions.
Oh, that was a shock.
That was how, did you go this morning? And
did you go to the toilet this morning?
What?
Like, what are you talking about?
Have you done a number 2 kind of thing? I would say, what are you doing? These are private things, we don't talk about things like this.
Even though, our mum was Spanish, so
but she didn't. She was quite reserved in those.
I think she left us alone. She knew that we were
she knew we didn't like it talking about it. We were more reserved.
Yeah,
we were shy in those respects. But even the fact that here in Italy that they talk about things like that,
I think that's actually quite good.
It's a good thing because it shows that we are human. We do have bodily functions, and our mind and our body are all connected.
Yes,
and the more we learn to talk about our emotions and how we're feeling.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe this is an Italian thing, because I was thinking the other day I was at the coffee bar and I asked the lady behind the bar, I said, oh, how are you today? And she said, di merda. So honestly, she said, I feel like shit. She actually said that. So obviously when you tell somebody that, you are going to get, oh no, I'm sorry about that. Tell me more. And I didn't have that much time because I was actually moving around, but she did tell me more.
Yeah.
And we shared a connection. Yeah. We shared a moment.
Yeah.
And next time I'll see her, I will ask her, how are you?
Yeah.
Because life can be tough at times. She was telling me about her health issues, about, they were very overwhelming. Her husband's health issues, her daughter's health issues.
Oh dear.
Everyone in the family seemed to have, health issues related to something or other, even very serious things. Plus the fact that she was struggling financially with the coffee bar because of the rent.
Yeah.
A whole load of things. And yes, was I surprised to get this? What are you laughing at?
I'm just thinking, why did you ask?
You see, that's
what society conditions you into. You just have to be in your own head, going around your own little business.
Yeah, just ordering your coffee. I want my coffee. Blah blah blah.
I said that as a joke. Obviously, I didn't really mean, because I always ask people how they are. But I'm putting
even more than I do.
Yeah, and I'll say why. I'll say, perché? Why is that? And people talk to me and they'll
talk, all right. Yeah, she spoke and in the end, what was it? 10, 15 minutes. I left and I felt like maybe in a tiny way I managed to help her.
Because she was managing to let off steam.
Yes.
And talk about how she was
And we
feeling.
both left with, okay then, and a big laugh.
Yeah.
I walked out laughing, say, look, I'll come back tomorrow. We'll talk more tomorrow, okay?
Coffee makes everything better.
Yes, it was like a big laugh. And then she had a laugh and life goes on, but it's important, I think.
Yeah.
Because if I hadn't seen her, because she looked terrible, actually. She looked like she was all flustered and upset. So that's why I asked. But I think it is important to notice other people's, how they're looking, their appearance, what's going on with their faces, especially people you see every day.
Yeah.
If you see they're not looking, there's something odd, go and ask them. They may just say, oh, everything's fine. What are you looking at?
No, I'm just thinking I watched a cute, I mean, it was a little film that while I was doing some work the other day on Netflix about this famous singer that goes to this island in Cyprus and he meets an old flame.
I've seen that.
Yeah, but he happens to buy the house which is on the suicide cliff.
I saw that film,
And then he sees someone coming. And he said, well, you know, and it's obviously supposed to be a bit funny. And then they disappear off the end of the cliff. And then he finds out.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, he finds out how that's a house that no one wanted because it was a suicide house, basically, on this place.
It's on this really high
steep cliff where everyone. So in the end.
A lot of people go there.
In the end, he tries to build a fence to stop people going, but he's really rubbish at it. But eventually, instead of building, he knocks all the fence down and then he puts a sign, come in and talk.
Let's have a talk about it.
Let's have a talk. And it shows how important. I mean, it's like a fun film and everything, but it was like, it shows the moral of it is how important it is to actually talk about things and how when you do talk, everything's better.
Because in the film, there was a pregnant girl who actually was contemplating jumping off the cliff because even though we're in today's world, she still didn't know how to tell her Greek father or her dad about the fact that she got pregnant and she was only 17 or something, 18.
They're actually from Cyprus.
Cyprus, oh yeah, that's
so
right.
Maybe the culture there's a bit more,
I don't know.
More close in regards to
She was even thinking about it and he managed to get her away from the cliff. And let's talk about it. And he made her something to eat. And she slept there the night. And then he went together with her to speak to the parents.
And how important it is to just be able to talk to someone that's more understanding.
Yeah, I really like that film actually at the end of it. Yeah, that was cute when I saw the
I mean, it was
the sign.
A bit corny.
It was it was corny and everything, but it was sweet. It was corny. But it was the moral of it was very good. Let's talk about it. Yeah, when you see the sign at the end of it. Yeah, because
and then in that family as well, there had been a lot of things that were hidden because in the end he was her father, another girl's father, well, the old flame, blah blah.
Yeah, we'd have to see what this film is called so we can tell you.
It was about falling for her or something.
Oh yeah, falling.
I'm falling.
I'm falling was definitely
falling for you or something. But they might have changed the title because we're here in Italy and they change them. So we don't know if that's the original title.
Yeah. Yeah, that does. Yeah, that was cute. So the importance of just asking somebody, you know, when you see, obviously this is extreme case. They were standing on the edge of a cliff. Normally people might not be standing on the edge of the cliff, but a lot of them feel as if inside... They're like borderline thinking, I don't know how I'm going to do this. You know, how am I going to get through another day of this? Or even if it's not that extreme, we're not talking about these extreme cases.
But it's surprising how talking about things and saying that you're not okay can prevent these extreme cases.
Yes.
So it's like prevention is better than cure.
Yes. In this case, the lady was the one who started talking to me, and then her husband actually came in. And so I asked him, how are you doing then? Because your wife was telling me that he had a tumour behind his eye. Awesome. So I saw him with these really thick glasses on, and I started asking him, and he actually had a little vent as well and saying, it's been really tough. And every day I see him there as well, just smiling, looking okay. So, I mean, there's a lot going on in people's lives whenever I drive around, my husband might get angry at somebody else. I always say to them, you never know what's going on to that other person.
Exactly.
So when they're driving, maybe they're going a bit slow. Maybe they've had an upset.
Yeah.
So I think if we could all think like that, not just about even when you're not in a car.
Not just about ourselves, really. We have to come out of ourselves and think about other people.
Which is actually beneficial to yourself as well, isn't it? Yeah. Because you get so much, especially in this society that we're all becoming lonelier and lonelier. By actually talking to other people, you get a lot. There is a reward in this. You do feel better. What are you looking at?
You definitely do feel better.
You're just looking at me. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking it's true. You do feel better when you talk to people about things. And then it helps you. And just connecting, just the neurons of the brains firing, the two brains connecting, or connecting with people. We need it as humans. We are not solitary creatures that have to be with screens or with just on our own. We have to connect. The more we connect with people, the better we feel.
Yeah. I mean, just this random thought. The other day, I was just touching my ear and I had this massive long hair growing from it.
I thought you were going to say you had a wasp in it or something.
No, a massive long hair from my earlobe.
And
I thought, I'm like turning into some werewolf here. And I thought it was on my hair, but it wasn't. It was just actually growing from my ear.
And so what? You thinking your husband should have told you about that?
No, I showed him and I said, what the hell is this? It felt like cotton. A cotton thread. He said, that's hair. I mean, now we've had this joke because I like looking at the moon. So it's like,
a full moon last night.
I didn't actually get to see it properly, but yeah.
Well, it's almost full.
Yeah.
So yes, talking about emotion, I don't know what the hair's got to do with anything.
It's got to do with nothing. I was just telling you. It's like anybody could just tell people stuff.
Oh, they could tell people they've got a hair growing.
Well, I don't know. You can talk to people, but especially obviously I can talk to you. You're my sister. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Saying I've got a weird random hair growing from here.
Well, it's good to talk about health issues as well, because some of them could be like you were saying about your husband, that you went to get a checkup and they saw
they discovered a mole
on his foot. They said could be potentially dangerous. So if he hadn't had that, when you see other people as well, if you see your friend's got a mole, you can maybe say, "Could get that checked out."
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
because some people don't think about things like that, do they? Not everyone's so versed on health issues and things.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think this is a particular health issue, random hair growing up my ear.
It could be.
It's probably just because, we are primates.
Yeah.
And we get hairs growing.
Like animals.
Well, I wasn't thinking that. I was just telling you about this hair because it just came into my mind now. But yes, we are primates. We do need to be together. Yeah. It's like what you saying about bodily function. Packs. We do grow hair. We do have hair on our bodies and... We
do have to have our little pack, don't we?
We need our pack. We do.
And we need to talk about things. We need to know that it's okay not to be okay, and to get rid of that stigma that's still around today. Because in the end, everyone does resonate. And even if they don't, who cares?
In the end, they might say, okay, right. Oh, she's given me a lot today. But then they'll go back, and then especially if it's somebody, obviously we're talking about confidant, somebody that you talk to.
Yeah, but I even think even if it isn't someone, even if it's colleagues, at work, if you're overwhelmed, it's okay to say you're overwhelmed. I really can't do this. I'm overwhelmed at the minute. I'm sorry.
This is not okay.
Yeah. I don't feel okay. I need a moment.
You'll have people which they'll come to you and they will appreciate the fact that you've said that.
Yeah, and then you might have someone, all right, then go and take a break. I'll take over now.
Yes.
Or I'll do that for you. And then you can do the same for them another day.
Yes.
And it opens up this lovely two-way communication between you, and it strengthens your bond as well when you're more vulnerable.
Strengthens it so much.
Because even at work, we have our work family, don't we? We have our colleagues and that can become our work family if we
allow it, if we let them.
Yeah.
Yes.
We talk about things.
If we talk about it. Same at university. If you're always very superficial with your friends there, you'll never really get that strong connection that can then last a lifetime.
Exactly.
At school, at uni, wherever you go, whatever you do, if you actually open up, in the gym, wherever, but if you tell people, if you allow them to enter, you are giving them a gift. And then you are also able to receive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let us know how you feel about this. Have you, vented? Did you vent? Maybe you go online to do so, and that's also good because you get lots of lovely people online as well answering you.
Yes.
But obviously, if you can do it in person, that you even have that extra warmth that can come from that.
Real
and enrichment.
Yes.
So do make an effort to do so in person. What else? We'll see you soon. See you next week. And please do vote for us in the Women in Podcasting Awards. We're very excited about that. And also, please do come and leave a comment. You can also message the show. There's lots of ways you can get in touch with us, and we're there for you. So, love and smiles from the English sisters. Bye-bye.
Bye.